America is deeply divided. There are only two sides to every issue, and there is no interest in finding common ground, not even with members of your own family. But as the 2024 presidential election looms on the horizon, there has never been a more important time to have the necessary conversation.
Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. I'm Chad Kultgen. With me is my sister Haley Pope and my mom and dad, Bob and Mary Lou Kultgen. There's my dad. He's with us. He's yawning. Good to see that you're back with us post hip surgery. We're going to be getting into all of that. But this is Necessary Conversation, where my parents and my sister and I have conversations about the big political topics of the week. And of course, my parents are deep in, as you can see there, my mom is showing off her Trump Vance 2024 button. They are deep in the MAGA pit, and my sister and I are not, which we believe is a family makeup that probably exists far and wide throughout this country. Now, before we begin, we like to start every program with a question from a listener. Are you ready for this question?
Yes.
Or should we cut to you, Mom and Dad? Do you have any ditties, as you like to call them? Any rants?
Do you have any, Bob?
No.
I had one. Oh, who took the cocaine into the White House? And why have we not? No one's ever brought that up again.
Secret Service is in the tank.
Secret Service is in the tank, your dad said.
So wait a minute. You guys are stuck on a mystery bag of cocaine that was found in the White House a year ago, maybe? More than?
Well, they just let it slide. No one gives a
Yeah.
crap. They let it slide.
That's right.
Then my other ditty is, why haven't we heard more about the person that tried to assassinate and take Trump out? That's just all been quieted.
You tell me.
Yeah.
Why
Because
not?
it wasn't.
Secret Service is in the tank.
It was an inside job.
Jesus
So it was fake,
Christ,
you think?
I told you.
What?
You think the assassination attempt was fake, you're saying?
No.
I think it was planned by the Secret Service and they failed.
I see. Is there any possible way we could get Dad closer to the
Yes,
camera and microphone?
I'll try to get over. I'll get over by
Jesus
the
Christ.
hip replacement. Just a
Thank
minute.
you.
I have
Okay.
good hips. I'm going.
Nice. For those who don't know, my dad had a hip replacement last week after his femur cracked off at the top when he got up to get a bowl of cereal. But now he's doing better than ever.
Here, just hold it for a second while I
Okay.
get my chair. Okay, go.
All right. Are you guys ready for this question?
Yeah, right there.
Here we go.
Ready.
Hi, Kultgens. This is Allison from Maine, where Bob previously said on an episode earlier in the year that we are all idiots. And my question is for Mary Lou and Bob. And I'm wondering if you were, hypothetically, to be an election official in your county and someone from the Maja administration called and demanded that you tamper with votes in favor of Trump, would you do it?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
Interesting. Neither
But-
of you would.
No. But
All
I
right.
can tell you this, where
Yeah.
she lives, they will tamper
In
from
Maine,
the other
you think?
side. No, the Democrats will tamper with it in Maine.
You think the Democrats will tamper with the vote?
Yes, in Maine. Absolutely, 100%.
Do you remember when Trump called the election of God? Who was it? Was it even like it was Lieutenant Governor? I forget who he called, but this is on tape where he asked the guy, "Can you
Yeah,
find
he
a
asked
few
him
more
to go
votes?"
find the votes
Yeah.
because they were there because they'd already been tampered with.
Okay. So would you?
Anybody from Maine is an idiot anyway because they're all going to vote for. They're going to vote for
Non-Harris.
bag woman Harris,
No.
and she's a communist.
Bag woman.
And the bottom line is she ain't even going to make it to the finish line.
Yeah, they
Okay.
won't vote for her. She won't be on the ballot.
Okay. So you
And the thing she opened with
Yeah.
is that I said all people from Maine are idiots.
Mhm.
I stand by that 100%. If you live in Maine, you're an idiot.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Oh my
Well,
God.
there you have it. I'm actually super surprised that neither of you would tamper with the votes. What if
No.
you thought that it had already been tampered with by the Democrats? Would you counter tamper?
No, that's when we go to war.
What?
It's when we go to war.
Okay, so
If
you're
Trump
back on the.
if Trump
Don't
loses,
yell.
if Trump
Don't yell.
loses the election and we think it's been tampered with,
Yeah.
it's time for the guns to come out.
But if Trump loses the election, is there any way you don't think it was tampered with? Do you think that he
No.
could lose in a fair election? So if he loses at all, you're
Well, it
predicting civil
depends
war.
on where you. It depends on where you're talking about.
I have to go.
It
look
depends
at
on
my-
the county and the state and all that sort of shit.
Don't yell.
Right.
It's like
But if
that.
Trump loses the election, the general
Yeah.
election, if he is not the next president, you believe the only way for that to happen is for somewhere in one of these contested counties for there to have been tampering.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so if Trump loses, you're predicting civil war,
Yes.
Yes.
and you want that.
Yes.
Okay, and you're going to fight in it.
If I have to, hell, I'll have me a good hip. I'll be throwing
when the
leg
doctors
down.
when the doctors when they were asking you initially about what kind of lifestyle you lead and what do you want to be doing with this leg when you come out of the hip surgery, did you tell them you wanted to march in the Civil War?
No,
Why not?
never came up. They asked me what I wanted to be able to do, and I said I'd like to be able to go see my football game, and
Yeah.
I would like to be able to just walk and maybe even play some pickleball.
What are you guys getting into a pickleball league?
Mom's ready to go, and if I can get my hip going, maybe.
Yeah, I think Mom would be an ace at it.
Yeah.
All right, let's begin our topics, shall we? Where'd
What's
Mom
the
go?
matter with you down there, Frog Fry? You don't look so hot.
What, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Frog fry.
fucked my back up and I'm on med. No, I'm not right.
What kind
Yeah,
of meds are you on?
I'm on some kind of steroid,
Oh.
muscle relaxers.
So that's why your
and-
face is red.
And like
Steroids
medical
make your mom's face red too.
ibuprofen.
Oh, nothing good. All right, let's go to our first topic, shall we?
Mom had to go take Kitty out. What?
Just a grunting and growling. Well, should we wait for Mom? I mean, why does she wait until literally the first 5 minutes of the podcast to just disappear?
Because Kitty gets up and wants to go pee.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I would like for her to be present for this conversation.
And we'd like for
if
the pee
possible.
to be outside.
Yeah, I understand. Well, fuck it. I'll just start and she can come
Start.
into it when we come in. All right. The first topic is the debates are coming in the weeks following Biden's self-elimination from the presidential race and Kamala Harris taking center stage for the Democratic nominee. There has been a lot of back and forth between her campaign and Trump's campaign about how many debates they might have, where those debates might take place, and whether there would be any debates at all. But finally, both candidates have agreed on a first debate to take place on September 10th at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, with ABC News' David Muir and Lindsay Davis as moderators. The network has not yet said whether there will be an audience for the event. There's also going to be a vice presidential debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz on CBS, and Trump has hinted that maybe there will even be more presidential debates. But at least we know we have this one that, again, is coming up pretty quickly, September 10th. What is that? Maybe 3 weeks away.
Yes.
Are you going to watch this debate, Mom and Dad?
I personally don't believe it'll ever take place because she's going to find a way out of it.
You think Kamala Harris doesn't want to do this?
Yes, I'm 100% sure she doesn't want to do it.
Interesting. Mom?
No, if she is still the one on the ballot, she'll be there. But the convention is when? Monday?
Yeah, it starts Monday.
I think
That's
they're
our
going
next
to vote
topic.
somebody else in, maybe. I really do.
What?
Nobody
Yeah.
else is.
Why do
Okay,
you think
I
that?
just-
She
okay,
has
listen
she
to
has
me.
done record fundraising. She's raised more
Okay,
money than any
it doesn't
political candidate in the
matter.
history of humanity.
Listen,
Money doesn't matter.
listen to me.
That's
I
all that
just
matters.
I just cleared
No, it
my
doesn't.
emails up right now before I got on. Then I went to the computer. I hit I think it was Yahoo or the main thing. And it said, Democrats are looking for a new person to replace her.
What,
and
this was
that
on
was-
Newsmax or something, though?
No, it was
she's-
right on the computer.
She's dead baggage. It
page.
was on Google.
On the
was on
big
Google.
page.
Well, the one that I
Where do you
hit.
get your news? The big page.
Okay.
Google.
If you were right here, I'd just spank you so hard. I would just whack you.
Okay.
Big page.
She won't be the Democratic nominee. Guaranteed.
Dad's
Is that
been
that's a
saying-
guarantee? That's a prediction? She already
Dad has been-
That's
is.
my prediction.
Dad has been saying this for
Bring
a
it
while.
on.
That
They're
it,
going to dump her ass just like they did Biden.
Okay.
it was on you.
Absolutely not. This is, I mean, you've said a
Okay.
lot of insane things on this show. I think this is perhaps among the most insane. How could you possibly think they're going to get rid of her? There is a groundswell. She's now beating him in many of the battleground state
No,
polls.
No,
She's
she's not.
Yes, she is.
Where do you get your
Oh.
information?
Yeah. On the
CNN?
main page. On the main page.
On the big
CNN?
page.
On the big page?
On the big page.
Here, I'm going to Google this real quick. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Um,
You're crazy. You're cuckoo. Dad predicted this maybe I'd say
Day one.
before he had
Okay.
the hip replacement.
this
As
is the
the-
Washington Post.
As Camel Face Harris says, day one, I predicted
God,
it.
it's behind
Right.
a paywall. But the headline is Harris holds slight national lead over Trump. Post ABC Ipsos polls.
Yeah.
This is across all polls.
Where's it at? NBC?
Uh,
Right.
That was
Right.
Washington Post. Here is Harris leads
Right.
Trump
Blow it
overall.
out your ass.
I mean, every headline. Just Google, go to the big page
Blow it
and
out
Google
your ass.
Harris Trump polls, and all of them, Trump campaign reset goes awry in Pennsylvania as Harris leads in polls. Polls show Trump no longer has edge over Harris. This is just every website. It's
Yeah,
on all the big
every
pages.
One of your websites, CNN, CNBC.
It has to be some Newsmax shit.
No,
Forbes,
it isn't
No.
Newsmax.
New York Times, ABC, The Economist, YouTube, BBC
You want me to
News,
go
USA
find that
Today.
on the big page?
No.
You want me to
fuck
go
it.
Yeah.
find it?
Too much
Yes,
trouble.
find it on the big
Okay.
No,
page.
it's
here,
fine.
just hold this
Look,
and
it
be
doesn't
nice
matter.
for 1
Whatever,
minute.
it
That's
doesn't
what
matter.
I said. It doesn't matter. Whatever he gets.
You guys won't believe the polls anyway. And quite frankly, I don't put a lot of faith in polls after the 2016 election anyway. Hillary Clinton was supposed to win that election by
Well,
80% or whatever.
You can take it to the bank. Camel Face is out.
I mean, I'll bet you anything you want that she is going to be the Democratic nominee. She's the final speaker
Okay,
at the
I'll
fucking
tell you.
DNC.
Here's the bet. You can have your vote for Trump back.
All right.
There
So
you
if
go.
Kamala Harris is the nominee, I can vote for her?
Yep.
All right, done. That bet is solid. And so these debates are happening. You're saying she may not be the, or you don't think they're happening because she's not even going to be the candidate.
I don't think she's going to show up. She ain't got the balls to face Trump in a debate. And by the time that debate rolls around, September the 10th, she won't even be the Democratic nominee.
All right,
I
let's say
found
she
it.
is the
That's my
nominee
prediction.
and I get my vote back.
Yeah.
It was
You-
live. Here it is. It was live on Fox News. It says this was like 2 days ago. Democrats will likely bypass Harris to nominate someone else. Tommy Lahern says anything could happen.
Yeah,
Watch out
Tommy
this
Lahren,
week.
that's where you're getting your big
It's
page
at
news
Fox.
that
from.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Tommy Lahren
at
is
Fox.
just like a maniac right-wing talking head. She's
Mhm.
not a
Sure.
reporter. She's just a person.
Fine.
Well, somebody's
So am
saying
I.
it other than your dad.
Hey, I put my money where my mouth is. I'm
All
giving
right.
you your fucking vote back, so shut it.
All right. Thank you. I simply don't think this is going to happen. So, will you watch the debates, Mom and Dad?
Here, they can't see your button. Yes, we're watching the debates.
If they ever have one, which I doubt. The only
Okay.
one I think that might be possible is Vance taking what's his walls out in the backyard and spanking his ass good and hard.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you are going to be watching it,
Yes.
and you of course think that Trump will win if it occurs. Now, let me
Yes.
ask you this: do you think that you have the ability to watch that debate objectively? Like Haley and I, for example, when we
Sure.
watched the Trump-Biden debate, it was
Sure.
clear Trump, in quotes, won that debate because Biden
Sure.
did so horribly. So, okay, so you believe then if Trump gets demolished by Kamala Harris, you'll be able to
Yeah.
accept that and acknowledge it.
I'm willing to accept that if he gets demolished by her, he got demolished by her.
Okay.
Never
Mom?
happened though.
I'm
That'll
not-
never happen.
I have zero worry about it.
What
Okay.
is in the beginning now?
Therefore-
wheels on the bus go round and round. Yeah, not gonna happen.
What? What's happening
I
over
like
there? What's
yellow
happening
school
there in that
buses.
living room?
My name is Camel Face Harris. I love yellow school buses. That's who you're voting for president, you fucking idiot.
Okay.
All right, do some
he's
Trump
not.
impersonations.
He's
God.
voting for Trump. He's voting. Like
No, I gave him his vote back.
You did?
I said he can have his vote back. That's my bet. If Harris is the nominee, he can have my Trump vote back.
All right.
Oh.
Got him.
Interesting.
Yeah,
There
she
you
is
go.
the nominee. Haley, are you okay? What's going on over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. What do you mean?
I know you're on
He's
drugs and
sick.
you've hurt your back and stuff, but
Look at her face.
any
She's
ideas,
sick.
anything you want to elaborate on here?
She looks
I don't-
sick.
They are going to debate. They
Yeah.
are going to debate. Kamala Harris is going to win. Waltz is going to win. I don't know. It's. I feel like this is a moot. It's a moot point because we all know that Donald Trump cannot put together a sentence. He's just going to go off the rails. So I'm kind of excited to see it because he's going to look like a dipshit. So it'll be good.
Yeah, I think she's going to shred him. I don't see any way around it. He is obviously showing signs of cognitive decline at this point. All the stuff that they were talking about Joe Biden also applies to him. And now that he's the oldest person in the race by 30 years roughly, I think it's starting to really show. And I think he is going to be nervous as hell. I think she's going to demolish him. And I think it'll be good TV. Let's move on to our next
What's
topic.
she going to demolish him with? She doesn't have a fucking brain.
What leads
She's
you to
an
that
ignorant.
conclusion?
She's an ignorant fucking fool.
She's now copying everything that he said he's going to do.
Who?
Social Security
Who's
and
he? We can't see you. You're
Trump.
off camera there.
I know.
Mom.
What are you doing?
I have a 13-year-old dog, and when she wants an ice cream cone, she gets one.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Now
They can't eat chocolate.
No, I eat the chocolate on the outside. She gets the ice cream. She is now copying. Trump wants to do,
All right, let's get off of this subject.
less Social Security tax, no Social Security tax, no tip charges on taxes. And she says that she's doing the same thing. She's just copycatting him.
I mean, I'll maintain, as I have since we started talking about this, policy doesn't matter in an American presidential election.
Fine. Move on.
All right. The DNC is our next topic.
Look
The
at me.
Democratic National Convention starts Monday of this week, tomorrow, as we're recording this on Sunday, and lasts until Thursday. It's happening in Chicago at the United Center. The DNC team had to effectively remake the show from the ground up in the past month since the big switch of presidential nominees. It means they've had to rewrite all the speeches, all the scripts, book different speakers, give the show an entirely different feel to represent Kamala Harris instead of Joe Biden. Some
Camel Face Harris.
notable keynote speakers over
Get
the course
it right.
of the week
Camel Face Harris.
include Biden and Hillary Clinton on Monday, Obama on Tuesday,
Oh my God, what a showcase.
Bill Clinton and Tim Walz on Wednesday, and Kamala Harris herself on Thursday. It's not
Oh
yet
my
known.
God, Kamala Harris on Thursday.
It's not yet known
Camel
who
Face.
any of the
Camel
special
Face.
celebrity guests will be,
Camel Face.
but it could be names like
Camel
Beyonce,
Face.
and some people are even saying Taylor Swift might show up at this
Oh
DNC.
my God, that'll sell it.
The RNC celebrity guests included UFC President Dana White, pro wrestler Hulk Hogan, and Kid Rock. Mom
Damn
and
right.
Dad, are you going to watch the DNC? Any of it?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. What parts
Laugh
are you looking
our
forward
ass
to?
off all night long.
And
Are you going to watch the whole thing, or are there specific
Sure.
people you're interested in seeing?
No, there's nobody we're interested in seeing. We just want to see what fucking fools they really are.
Okay.
and let's go back to Trump's.
Camel Face Harris. Can't wait.
Trump also had the 13 parents of the deceased Abigail.
Okay.
That wasn't real fun. Yeah. Let's see them pull
By
one
the
of those
way-
down or even say their names. They
By the
won't.
way, just FYI, Mexico is beating Canada 8-0 in Little League.
All right. Thanks for that update. Haley, are you going to watch the DNC?
Just let him
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I plan on it.
This is a question for everyone.
Get
Do you
off the
think-
drugs first.
Do you think the DNC will get better ratings than the RNC got?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I think it will too.
Let him talk.
Yeah.
Because I think their celebrity guests are going to be better at the very least. Like when Kid Rock is your biggest celebrity, I think you have a kind of low bar in terms of getting eyeballs. Like if Taylor Swift shows up to this thing, that's a rumor.
It's over. Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually going to happen or not, but if she goes on TV at all for the Democrats, it'll be the biggest rated political convention. All right.
Like ever.
And you, Dad, are predicting that by the end of this, Kamala Harris, even though she is scheduled again to be the final speaker, she will not be the nominee for the Democrats.
Correct.
Okay.
The fight will ensue immediately. The Israel protesters are going to make that place crazy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, that was kind of a short topic, I guess. Let's move on to our simmer down.
That
Dad,
was short. Fuck.
It was just a couple minutes. I wanted to ask you, Dad, how is your hip? And if you could, walk us through the whole experience. We got Mom's version of it last time we did the show a couple weeks ago. But I'm curious to know from you, first person, take us through everything from when you felt the hip snap to all the way up to where you are today, if you wouldn't mind.
All right. Well, first of all, I fell about a year ago, and I'm pretty sure I put a hairline crack in my hip.
3 months ago.
And 3 months ago, and I went to physical therapy every day, and they made me do 25 to 30 squats on it.
And you think
which
that made
I
it worse?
believe weakened the entire hip. And then one night I went to put back a box of cereal, and it just snapped, and I went straight down. Haley's had one of these, so she knows what I'm talking about. I've had 7 kidney stones, and you can throw them all in the same basket. It didn't hurt half as much as that hip.
Damn.
So I was laying on the floor, couldn't move.
Quit rocking.
And I was trying to get up, and I couldn't get up. And I knew I was done. And so I told Mom.
When you say you knew you were done, you thought you were dead or what?
No, I knew I wasn't getting up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The pain was so severe.
I couldn't get him up. I tried.
I couldn't get comfortable no matter what I did. So I told Mom, call the ambulance. There's no way I'm getting out of this without going to the hospital. So it snapped off at the top, and I'm laying there on the floor, and it took the ambulance probably 20 minutes to get there. Then it took these bozos that loaded me up another 20 minutes to get me in the ambulance. Then I had a 20-minute bumpy ride all the way to the hospital, which we didn't want to go to. So I had another 20-minute ride to another hospital that we ended up going to. And I didn't get out of pain until the anesthesiologist put me under for my operation.
The next morning, right?
No, it was
next afternoon at 5 o'clock.
It was about 24 hours.
Yeah, the next.
And they weren't giving you any pain medication the whole time?
He was okay.
Well, I had some morphine.
So.
But listen, it didn't matter. It was still hurt like hell.
The morphine helped, but
And they gave me what's the killer drug? Fentanyl up the nose twice, and it didn't do jack shit.
So in this process, as you're leading into the surgery itself, are you scared at all?
No.
No fear whatsoever?
No, I'm in pain. God damn it. That wipes out all fear. Ask Haley.
True. That's true.
Ask Haley. She'll tell you.
Yeah.
Once the pain kicks in, you don't give a rat's ass.
But afterwards, once he was like coherent and stuff, maybe the next day, he said, I wonder if when you shut your eyes like that and you lose all that time, is that the way you feel when you die? And then you never get it back.
Some existential thoughts coming to you in your time of great pain.
Well, it's because I lost that whole, 2 hours or whatever, however long it was.
When you were in pain?
3 hours when I was under.
Oh, no, of course. Have you never been under for a surgery before?
Yes.
Not that long, though. I mean, not recently.
Yes, I've been under. Hell, I've had lithotripsies.
Yeah.
But those were 45 minutes.
But I've been out. But the whole thing is you don't remember any of it.
Of course.
You don't want to remember it.
I've been out multiple times as well for similar types of things, surgeries and whatnot. So you're told at some point by a doctor, while you're still in pain, we're going to have to replace your whole hip, right?
No. at the beginning, he didn't think I would.
Okay.
And then once he got in there and saw my x-rays, he said he had to.
No,
And
his
so-
bedside manner, this doctor was the best I've ever seen in my life. We've been through a lot of medical lately, and he sat down by Dad's bedside and said, "Hey, what do you want to do with those two hips the rest of your life? Tell me what you do." He said, "Talk to me. Tell me what you do." Dad said, "I go out and see my horse. I'd like to walk to Costco aisles. I like to walk a little bit with my wife." He goes, "Okay, full hip. There you go."
And so what was that like when you get that information? Because this is a major surgery. They're going to be cutting off a part of your body and putting in basically a robot part.
Right.
You have no feelings about that?
No.
We had no choice. We had no choice.
Of course you have no choice.
You keep asking me if I
No.
was afraid of that. No, not one little bit. Because when you're in that much pain, you'd rather be dead than sit there and put that up.
And
We
so
had
you
no
could,
choice. He
you
could
come-
not have it pinned. He could not have a partial. He had to have a full. We had no choice. That's kind of the way the doctor explained it.
and when you come out of the anesthesia after the surgery, does it immediately feel better? The bone part? Obviously you've got some, cuts
Yes.
where they had to go in and do whatever, but
the
the pain
pain from the hip was gone.
He had a
Wow.
nerve block though till the next
Oh.
day. But the next day when he walked, no pain.
And now you're
Okay.
getting around pretty good. Mom said you took
Yeah.
50 steps by yourself today.
Yeah. Well,
Yesterday.
That's
yesterday.
insane. That's fantastic, honestly. How are you feeling about it?
Who?
You.
Well, I'm fine.
Now this
It doesn't hurt anymore.
But I mean,
except
are you surprised at how quickly you're back on your feet and kind of recovering?
Kind of, but I don't have that bad hip anymore.
Yeah.
And the only thing that really, he took the stitches out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't have a Band-Aid on it anymore. I can go in the shower and get it wet and everything. I'm just waiting for my ass to heal.
they took the first initial bandage off, the doctor did.
Because you got to remember, they cut me all the way to the bone and into the bone.
But then he has
Okay.
butterflies on him still. He has butterflies.
Yeah.
Did you
That
get a
will
BBL
work.
while they were in there?
What's that?
Brazilian butt lift?
Oh my God.
No.
He
Should
probably
ask for
needed it.
All right. Well, look, I'm glad to see that you're back on the mend and that you can get around and stuff. That was obviously a scary moment for the entire family. I'm sure the scariest for you, despite what you're saying, that you had no fear about this and all this shit. I'm sure there was a little bit, or you wouldn't have been telling Mom, maybe this is what it's like when you die. You at least were thinking about possibly not coming out of that operation.
It didn't bother me if I didn't come out of it.
Okay. Well, there
I
you
just
have
wanted
it.
the pain gone.
Well, I'm glad that it is,
Mhm.
and we're glad that you're back and walking, and everything seems to be going well with the surgery.
Yeah.
You didn't let me get to the funny part.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think he'll mind.
What?
I had to help him shower like in the beginning. He
Yeah.
couldn't, when he first came home.
Of course.
And I'm helping him shower. I'm looking down there. I'm going, wait a minute. Something looks a little big down there. Wait a minute.
Your
And
face is
then-
not on the camera.
And then I
Mom.
Googled.
Yeah.
Something looked a little bigger down there, and I Googled
What looked
and
a little bigger? What are you talking about?
scrotum.
Your balls
Ball.
swell up.
Huge.
And he told
Huge.
he told us yesterday or Friday that some people's get as big as their head.
Oh my God.
Not okay. Okay.
Ours
let-
didn't. but-
Ours didn't.
Okay, let's
communal
back this
scrotum?
up. Okay. He said, the doctor, his name is Dr. Dimples. I love him. He said, you Googled that? I go, yes, I did. He goes, well, that's good because it is normal. Everything's fine. Even though those did look a little bigger down there, it's okay. He said, in regard to trauma with a scrotum, he said scrotum, not balls, it has nothing to protect it. There's no bones around it. There's no muscle around it. So
They
that
swell up.
trauma that was right above that, the fluid, the blood, everything goes down and makes them swell. He said, this is when he said, Mary Lou, I did ER trauma unit in Miami. He said people would come in car accidents where their whole middle would be just crushed and beat up. He said those people's balls were as big as basketballs. I go,
Yeah.
what? And then we were all laughing. Yeah. So
All
that
right.
was the big ball story.
And you think they gave a shit whether they were gonna die or not? I think they wanted their balls to get fixed.
Oh my God. But yeah, we love our doctor.
Holy shit.
Dr.
All right.
Dimples.
Well, like I said, I'm glad that you're, seemingly recovered. You don't seem to have missed a step. Let's move on to our third topic today, the Elon Musk Trump interview. Donald Trump has claimed that 1 billion people tuned into the live stream of his interview with Elon Musk on X Monday. The Republican National Committee's website, however, says 24.1 million people tuned in. Slightly different number than 1 billion.
Nice,
Despite
Elon.
running technical tests before his interview with Trump, Musk's 2-hour conversation with the former president faced technical difficulties and began 40 minutes late. Trump and Musk discussed climate change, immigration, the economy, and more. Many listeners have reported hearing a diminished version of Trump in the interview and even said that it sounded like he had a lisp, and this might be a sign of cognitive decline. Mom and Dad, did you listen to this at all?
I couldn't get on. I got on X and then it kept saying it would be later and I could never get on. And
All
we
right.
kept trying. I never could listen to it.
I think I saw and heard a few clips on TikTok, and I thought he was maybe like wearing dentures or had his teeth out or something.
Yeah.
He sounded strange.
I agree.
Huh.
Maybe an Invisalign. I don't know.
I'm gonna go
Something
back
was
tonight
up with it.
and
So you couldn't
listen.
listen to it. You
I
were
couldn't
unable
get
to
on.
because Elon Musk's Twitter or Elon Musk's X is so poorly handled that they weren't able to do this.
Or
Starting
the
40 minutes late.
Democrats or the Democrats got in there and shut it down.
Yeah, Elon Musk said that they were experiencing a DDoS attack, which I think is probably a lie, honestly, just to save face.
Okay.
Dad, did you listen to any of it?
Well, we didn't get to hear the whole thing, but I heard all the shit you're talking about. I didn't recognize any of that stuff that you're talking about.
All right.
They had snippets of things that him and Musk talked about. So I heard probably at least half of it in pieces.
Okay. So the things that are coming out of it that most people are reporting on are kind of the general feeling of what is
Yeah,
the
I didn't
result
get that.
of this is Trump sounded weird. The technology didn't work. Elon Musk doesn't know how to run Twitter. It's kind of a net negative response to this.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Has to be. Yeah.
It is.
We
And
don't
this is
believe
why I
you.
asked that question up top about the debates. Will you be able to
We
objectively
don't
look at it?
believe you.
I know you don't believe me, but like objectively speaking, this is what is the outcome. And that's why I was asking that question about the debate. I don't think you guys do have the ability to look at any of these media appearances by either candidate and actually objectively view them. I think
Yes,
you will
we
always see
do.
Trump as whatever he does is great and he wins everything. And Kamala Harris is always bad and always loses everything.
No. What are you looking at?
Yeah. What's
Chad?
going on even at all? Dad, you're like staring off into space, scrunching up your face.
No, I'm watching Little League Baseball.
Oh,
Stop
okay.
it.
Haley,
thought
you're
you were pulling
you're here,
Trump,
but
as
not
Chad
quite here
said.
for this entire episode. What did you think of Elon Musk's conversation with Trump on X?
Well,
I don't
think
know.
it's fine.
I hate both of them, so it's always, I guess, kind of funny. I don't take anything they say very seriously. They're both garbage. I know Elon Musk is like moving to Texas or something.
Already
Have
did.
you read about this?
Yes, his company, his Tesla company.
Already did.
And he's also talking about setting up like a private school or some shit down the road from Austin. I don't know. He's like trying to get into politics and policy
For all of his
and
children.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. No, thank you.
Yes, because in California, in the schools,
You got to get out of there.
It was something gender. It was, what was the deal that he didn't like there?
It's a shithole.
He had to sign a piece of paper that if his kid wanted to change to
What
be,
he didn't like about
No, they
California is
they
it's a shithole.
recognize it was because they were going to recognize chosen pronouns. That's
Yes.
why.
right,
Because California is a shithole and he wants out.
he's out.
The pronoun thing to me will always be strange that anyone is against it. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't.
why do you care what someone wants to be called?
It's,
Who? I don't.
Who cares?
just-
That's why I don't give a shit about rules that say you got to call them this, that, and the other.
There's no rule that says you have to do anything. It's not like illegal to misused pronouns. But if somebody asks you, if somebody says, this is what I would prefer you to call me, why wouldn't you do that?
Because you're not going to get away with that with me.
Get away with what?
Making me call you what you want to be called. I don't give a fuck.
What?
Okay. I see.
But you all must call Kitty Cat, Miss Kitty Cat, Sugar Bear, Honey Bunches, Cheerios, Cupcake Pink. That's her name.
But you would call somebody by a nickname if they asked you to, right?
Right. Or Miss, Mrs., Mr.
But how is that different?
Madame.
If somebody said they wanted to be called their nickname, like how is that different from just call me a different name or
what's
use a
their
different
nickname?
pronoun?
Yeah, what's their nickname?
Does it matter?
Kitty Cat, Kitty Cat, Sugar Bear,
It matters to me.
Watermelon.
And you know
so
what?
if you didn't like it, you just would say no.
That's right. And
I don't like your nickname.
And I'm the only one who gives a shit.
Okay, get off of it.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that the decision to go on X and have this conversation with Elon Musk by Trump was a good decision?
Yes.
Yes, very positive for Trump.
Yes, a lot of people watched it. We just couldn't get in to watch it.
Yeah, a lot of people watching it doesn't mean it's good, though, because
1 billion people worldwide watch that.
Honestly, Trump on TV now, anytime he gets on anything, it's a bad idea.
I
he
agree.
looks like a fucking idiot.
He is a shell of himself. I was watching, God, I forget what I was watching. Do you know who James Carville is? Any of you?
Yes.
I don't.
He's an idiot.
All right, well, he said this. I'm going to try and do my James Carville, Louisiana accent. He
goes, fake.
Trump doesn't quite taste the same. Thank you very much. But I thought he...
Wait, that was supposed to be Louisiana?
Yeah. Okay. Trump doesn't quite taste the same. So I can't do it.
Carville had lost relevance 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
That was almost as good as Channing Tatum as Gambit. I'm just going to give you that.
Monsieur, I charge the cards and throw them go boom. I haven't even seen the movie. I've just seen that clip from the internet. Okay, so James Carville saying that Trump now doesn't quite taste the same. I agree with him. I think that's exactly on the money.
Of course you do.
Yeah?
Let him say what he feels.
Since Kamala Harris has entered the race and the entire Trump campaign has had to shift from attacking Biden to now attacking somebody that's kind of impervious to name calling. He can't call her the name he wants to call her. That would be a step too far even for him. And all these attacks that he's saying, like, she's stupid. She clearly isn't. She's a very smart person who has been a lawyer for most of her life, et cetera, in the highest halls of politics. The thing where he's trying to attack her on race, it's like, again, he can't go too far in that attack or it's going to be too far in that attack. So I think all these things kind of fall by the wayside. And what Trump is left with, what his kind of image is now becoming, is just this old man screaming at the clouds. And that is starting to show every time he's coming out in these media appearances, especially in this Elon Musk thing, where a lot of it was just like...
trying to make Trump sound like Biden.
Go ahead. He said you're...
And where is he? What's going on now with your camera?
He has to go to the restroom. They're trying to make Trump, he said, sound like old man Biden.
No one is trying. He's doing it. Yeah, he does sound like that.
I don't think
he looks
so.
weaker every time you see him. He's shakier. He's more nervous. I think when he shows up on that stage and has to look Kamala Harris in the eyes, and he's going to see in her eyes, like, you're fucking dead, dude. He's going to shit his pants. I think it's going to be his worst media performance that we've ever seen.
Okay, I can't wait to see it because I think you are 100% wrong. In fact, I just got a text from Trump. Hi, Mary Lou. I haven't heard from you in a while. For real. Are you voting for me? Yes or no?
Okay.
Just got a Trump text.
Wow. So you know him. Can you text him back and ask him if he's scared to face Kamala Harris in the debate?
Yeah, I'll do that after I put on my Trump cologne and get my Trump sneakers. We're still waiting on those. We're so bummed.
You still don't have the Trump sneakers?
I got an email. They're supposed to be here by the end of this month.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Dad will be wearing those without his walker going 100 miles an hour in the Trump shoes.
He's going to be sprinting down the street with his AK-47 fighting in the Civil War.
That'll be a good incentive.
All right. Haley, Haley, you've mentioned that you hate Elon Musk. Mom and Dad, what are your feelings on him?
We love him.
I think he's a cool young entrepreneur that I like.
Okay.
I like his ideas. I like
Would
what
you-
he's saying.
Would you guys buy a Tesla?
No, I've seen a couple in the neighborhood. No.
Yeah. Like electric cars kind of go against the very nature of MAGA.
That's right. That's right.
So he's a little bit of both. He's doing things that are against your love of oil and drill baby drill, right?
Yeah, he's trying to make money off cars is what he's doing, but
they're electric.
this is true.
Doesn't matter.
This is true.
Okay. Haley, you hate Elon Musk?
Yeah.
What do you
Why?
hate him for?
I mean, a lot of reasons. More recently, he has a trans daughter.
He's
Right,
got like
no.
500 kids.
He has lots of children.
Reasoning that yes, he's probably got
Lots of
some
children,
LGBTQ children in the mix.
There's
Statistically,
one daughter.
it's probable.
He has a trans daughter, and she has put him on blast for
How old is
being
she?
transphobic. An adult, like a young adult.
Let me Google this. I'm going to go to the big page.
What about I like him for SpaceX. I've seen that satellite go across some of his big old satellites that go across
20.
Oklahoma.
Elon
guys
Musk's transgender daughter in first interview says he berated her for being queer as a child.
Yeah.
Vivian Jenna Wilson, the transgender daughter of Elon Musk, said Thursday in her first interview that he was an absent father who was cruel to her as a child for being queer and feminine. Wilson, 20, in an exclusive interview, blah, 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 says Musk said she was not a girl and was figuratively dead, and he alleged that he had been tricked into authorizing trans-related medical treatment for her when she was 16. Okay.
And that's why he probably pulled her out of California.
Well, she's 20, so she can do as she pleases. There's no, he has no control over her life anymore.
I just saw a clip. This mother said, my 5th grade daughter asked me if she could go to art club after school. And we texted her back, of course, what time do we pick you up? When they got there to pick her up, during this art club thing, they brought in a woman that was telling them and giving them all these weird words and names for all different weird things. And if you don't feel this as a girl, then you must be a boy, and we're here to help you. And don't tell your parents anything about this meeting that we're having. I just saw that shit like that's happening in schools.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. That was a very vague. Somebody went to an art club and people were using weird words and what?
Our shit's always vague and theirs is all
I'll get on my big page next time and find that one.
Okay, let's move on to our fourth and final topic. The sentencing of one Donald J. Trump. Attorneys for Donald Trump asked Judge Juan Merchan to postpone his sentencing for 34 felony convictions, now set for September 18th, until after November's presidential election. Trump's lawyers argued that the sentencing should be delayed in order to allow Trump to weigh appellate options in response to Justice Juan Merchan's upcoming ruling on whether Trump's conviction should be tossed out in light of the Supreme Court's July 1st decision on presidential immunity. Merchan is set to rule on September 16th, 2 days before the scheduled sentencing, on whether the presidential immunity decision should have an impact on Trump's conviction. If Merchan, as many legal experts think, rejects Trump's bid to overturn the conviction on immunity grounds, Trump's lawyers believe Merchan should not proceed to sentencing until higher courts can review that ruling. For his conviction on 34 felony counts, Trump faces a range of possible punishments, including community service, home confinement, and up to 4 years in federal prison.
Stop it.
Are you okay?
I'm laughing at you.
You're looking like Mitch McConnell. Will the sentencing get pushed back is my first question. Haley, maybe you can contribute your 6th word to this conversation.
She don't feel good.
I don't think so. I think they'll do it in September. At least I hope anyway. I want him convicted. I want him sentenced. I want jail time. I want 4 years.
Yeah, I think half the country wants that. And so if this sentencing happens, Mom and Dad, first of all, do you think the sentencing will get pushed back to after the election, or do you think they'll do it on September 18th?
After, I think.
Dad?
After.
All right. I'm not sure. This judge does seem to kind of be over Donald Trump, and I feel like he might just be like, "Fuck you, I'm sentencing you." If that happens, that's going to come, whatever, 8 days after this debate. It's leading right into the election. It'll be a little less than a month from September 18th until we actually are casting our votes. Do you think that if he gets sentenced, and let's say that the sentencing is, let's say it's not prison, let's say it's just community service, is it possible that has any effect on the election, positive or negative, in Trump's favor or against him? Haley?
No, because I think whoever's going to vote for him now is it. Like, that's it. And no matter what he does, they will vote for him. He is not accruing any new voters. So I don't think any of it will determine anything new that we don't already know.
Interesting. Mom and Dad?
Wouldn't make a difference. Still vote for him.
I think it
Just
would.
like what Haley said.
I think if he gets jail time, which I think is unlikely, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility because I think this judge is like, doesn't fucking like him. If he gets jail time, I do think that will turn some voters off.
Well,
I think there are some
one
people
thing
in
you're
the middle that
missing
are
here
like,
is this judge. It doesn't matter whether he
Not my
hates
job.
Trump or not. If he fucks this up, he'll never sit on a bench again. His career's over.
what do you mean fucks it up? It's already over. He's been convicted by a jury of 34 felony counts.
Yeah, and he's
Now
going
it's
to
just the sentencing.
suspend sentencing. If he does not, his career is over.
In what
Okay.
capacity would his career be over?
He'll never be a judge again.
Who's going to make that decision?
Me.
Okay. Could I do?
I'm sorry.
This topic is over for now. Could I do a 4A, please?
A
Yeah,
what?
let's do something different.
That was number 4. So can I do a 4A topic?
Sure.
Trump had his economic plan, and so did Horseface. One of Horseface's points was she wants to do price controls on food on the big supply and demand because of the way the economy is.
Okay.
The funny part is this inflation is her fault, and she created it. She was the last one in that room.
And her dad
that
is a
could've-
known communist.
Okay, that has nothing to do with this.
Mhm.
That had the vote in the spending bill, and
You all are
this is
voting for
totally her
communism.
responsibility with the food stuff going on.
Mhm.
Now,
Not too
when a
bright.
government, and she wants government controls. So when a
Yeah.
government controls this, what is that called?
Communism.
Communism.
Okay.
That's what she's pushing for, guys. Do you want communism to take over our country and tell the grocery stores and the big companies how much
They can
price
charge.
they can charge on things?
I don't give a fuck what they tell
Yeah.
big grocery stores. I don't give
Okay,
a
that's
shit.
communism.
You-
She'll start with
Well,
let me
food.
ask you this.
You
Let me
will
ask you
give a
this.
fuck when you're paying $100 million for food, and
I
there
already
isn't any.
do.
No, what
Listen.
she's proposing would mean the opposite. It would mean
No,
prices
Right.
come
no,
down.
that's not true.
The New York
Oh, God,
Times.
okay.
Listen to this. The
Oh God, oh God, oh God.
The New York Times, CNN, all of them said this was a disgusting joke, that would be in her economy plan.
Okay.
She, not Biden. Biden didn't cause this inflation and this food price. She did. She's the one, she had the last vote that voted for this.
Okay.
And now she wants our
Because-
government to take over. That's communism, guys.
All right. Well, let me just say this to you. I've said it a couple of times. I'll say it again. I don't think policy matters at all in this election.
Okay.
I've heard enough.
I think it's a reality show. She's winning the reality show right now. He's losing the reality show right now. And that's all that matters. People cast their votes based on these kind of gut feelings. I think there are some people who look at policy and they're like, yes, I would rather have this person making policy for our country than this person. That is such a small percentage. The majority of people, certainly the people that are going to decide this election, are just watching TV. And it's like, who's the better TV show character? Right now, it's her.
Mhm. I'm trying to get a good picture here of Kitty Cat, Sugar Bear, Honey Bunches for the end. There she is.
All right. Well, it's a little bit of a shorter show today, I guess. But I'm glad that Dad is back. Where'd he go? Did he walk away?
He's here. He's here.
All right.
We
You
gotta
notice
give
he's not quite as angry.
Yeah.
I think
he
all
seems a
this
little
time he
happier.
was that crack in the old hip was causing him some anger.
Maybe.
people don't understand. We've been through a lot of medical the last year and a half. This was not the first time he was hospitalized. He was hospitalized when we were probably a year and a half ago. That was 5 days in the hospital, probably a stroke. From there, Nurse Ratchet, brought him all the way back. And then 2 weeks ago, crack one more time back in the hospital. We've been through a lot. It has been pain related. He's better. There's no pain.
Yeah. I also think, for what it's worth, I remember when I was going through cancer treatments, there comes a time when you must stare the Grim Reaper in the face. And that does something to you. It alleviates a lot of the things you think are important, or the anger or kind of ill feelings you may have toward anything in your life start to dissipate, because you realize this shit is not really real. At least for me, I did. You know what I mean?
What shit's not really real?
The experience that we're all having as human beings.
Okay.
It certainly is real.
If I could get rid of everything in this house, I'd do it today and go to a smaller house, because I know when we die, you guys don't want this shit. So that's my next agenda somehow.
I'm going to live in that house. What are you talking about?
Oh, right. Come on now. We got a couple bedrooms open. You know it's yours if you want it. There's no way you would come to Oklahoma.
That's correct.
Oh yeah, we did watch Twisters. I liked it. I liked it. I saw. Dad thought it was boring until the people started flying up in the air. I did see Emily Sutton, my favorite meteorologist, on Channel 4. I did see Damian Lotus, another one, and I did see Mike Morgan. Those three are on Channel 4, and they were all in that movie. So it's kind of cool. But the big deal now at the end, they're talking about the kiss. They didn't let him kiss the girl at the end. Why? Everybody's in uproar about it.
Who's they? No one's in any uproars.
The director and the people that cut it at the end. There was supposed to be a kiss.
Yeah.
The two characters, like Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt, did at the end, and they didn't let these two kiss. It was weird.
Yeah.
And then somebody goes, "Well, their love for tornado watching is what it was all about, not the love for each other." Serious.
And this is what you're mad about?
Well, I googled it.
You went to the big page to learn more information about the kiss that didn't happen at the end of Twisters.
Yes, people are upset about it. I'm not upset. I wish they would have. It was kind of weird.
Wait, if you like to get wrapped up in weird shit like this, you need to Google "It Ends With Us." That has like a whole fucking. There's so much lore that surrounds this movie that I think you'll like if you like salacious Hollywood shit.
Huh? Ends With Us.
Yeah, everybody hates Blake Lively in Hollywood now.
Well, thank you for joining the conversation, Haley. It was good to hear from you.
Okay. Haley's been sick too. She tried to do one up on Bob in the ER. She's been on morphine. She wrenched her back really, really bad, and she thinks she could be very sick too.
Okay.
Not good.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you, Haley, for joining us in your state of duress. Thank you, Dad, for joining us with your new hip. Thank you, Mom, for joining us intermittently in between caring for Kitty Cat, Sugar Bear,
Honeycomb,
bunches, whatever.
Watermelon cupcake.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We are fast approaching what I think is going to be a massive episode, which is going to be the episode right after that debate on September 10th. I can't wait for that. And if you have any questions, please send them in a 1 minute or shorter format. Please video if you can. We'd love to start including some videos in this now that we're on YouTube. Please send those to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com, and I go through them all. We're getting a bunch. We're starting to get a backlog now. In the near future, maybe we're going to do a full episode of nothing but questions. But thank you again, everyone, for joining us. And before we go, as always, Haley, I love you. I hope you feel better. Dad, wherever you are, I love you and your new robot hip. I hope you'll be marching down the streets with your guns when the Civil War comes. And Mom, I love you too.
Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Chad, I love you.
I love you, Chad. I love you, Haley. Feel better. I love you, Bob. And what?
I love everybody.
Say it. So
I love everybody.
They can't see your face.
Hi.
Say it.
I love everybody.
Oh boy! And here's Kitty Cat there. She loves everybody too. Where are you? Where are you, Boo Boo? There you are. There you are. She's scared. Okay.
All right.
Peace out.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, he's nicer, eh?